I don't know why Instagram. All right. Well, I believe we're going to have a problem with Instagram. I'm not sure. There we are. Instagram is live. Thank you, everybody, for taking the opportunity to join us today. We have a live stream. This one is called Beauty Was the Case That They Gave Me with our guest, Ebony Acton. Ebony, thank you for joining us today. Ebony, I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna get started.
Okay.
The very first thing I need to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Before I can ask you questions. Now we're gonna talk about some stuff, but we're gonna have some questions. A lot of us, we never met a beauty queen before, and an accomplished pageant winner. So I have a collection of questions over here that people would always want to ask a beauty queen. So are we going to get a chance to do that with you? Can we ask you some of these questions?
Yes.
All right.
Nothing's off the table.
No problem. No problem. I have screened these. So trust me, I will keep those not too crazy for you. Now, if any of those that are streaming would like to participate, you can text us a question for the beauty queen at 512-843-1506. We will take all of those questions live. Again, 512-843-1506. And then I'll read your questions off live. And then Ebony, she will either dodge
No.
or she'll hit it out the park. And I think she's going to hit it out the park. Thank you, Jabal, for coming in. DL, I see there. iCustoms, thanks for joining us. All right, so Ebony, before we get started, they're going to wonder a little bit about you, and we'll allude to it because there's going to be some people that'll join us a little later. So if you can just do a quick introduction. Who the heck is Ebony Acton?
Absolutely. Well, first, I want to say thank you for welcoming me. That is such a tongue twister. Welcoming me another time. I was here, was it November?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was right before Thanksgiving. So thank you, Donato. I really, really appreciate it. A little bit about myself. So my name is Ebony Acton. My last name is spelled Acton, but for whatever reason, everyone adds an I in there and then they add action. So we're going to go with the flow sometimes. I am an Annapolis native. So the Naval Academy is not too far from me. Shout out to Navy. I'm sorry, but I will always be a Navy girl because it's literally right down the street from me.
Right.
And I'm a self-published author. I'm a philanthropist. One thing that I'm really big on is criminal justice reform. That's always something I've been passionate about since high school. And then I really dived deep when I was studying criminal justice when I was in college. I am also a PCOS, which is polycystic and ovarian syndrome advocate. And I'm true to, I would say, helping to litigate more legislative opportunities for women that have reproductive concerns. And I'm really big on women's reproductive health, not necessarily like the rights part of it, but the health aspect, because as long as we're covered, that's the most important thing. I am a child of 4 on my mom's side. I love to dance Latin social dancing. So you will see me dance merengue, bachata, salsa, kazumba. I love Zumba. I love samba. I love it all. Just see me on the dance floor. Ask me to dance if you ever see me. I won't say no. Let's see.
She's not a dance snob. For those of you out
I'm
there,
not a dance snob.
Pull up, people. Pull up.
Like, it's so annoying when I'm out dancing and like men are just like intimidated to ask, and like, you know, it takes a little bit of courage after a while. Sometimes I even go up to men and be like, hey, you want to dance with me? Because I like to dance. I'm out here to have fun. And I love to read. I'm very much of an avid reader. And that's pretty much all I can say in the moment. You know, throughout the entire time, you'll get to know a little bit more about me. Oh, I'm a digital marketing strategist, so I'm really big on analysts. So if you ever need help when it comes down to building up your business or getting proper skills for digital marketing, you can always follow me at The Regality Experience. And that's also where I do brand coaching. So teaching you how to own your brand.
Hey, so a little bit of things that we're going to do today. Ebony, we got to talk about, I mean, while we got you, we got to get some tough stuff. So we're going to talk a little bit about the scandals in the USA organization. You know, former owner, husband went to contestants' rooms. And I mean, yo, I said pull up on the dance floor, but they was pulling up to people's rooms. Like, we going to get into that one. World affairs, we want to talk, you know, like for you, how do you handle pressure from social media, bullying? Because I already saying, I mean, she ain't all that. To posting about Rafa, other humanitarian issues in the world. We want to talk about that. We want to talk about a little pageant prep, because some people, I want y'all to get into the comments and help me out with this. We know how long it takes Our Lady to get dressed, to get ready, when we just going out for one night at an event where ain't nobody taking pictures of you. We want to know how many days in advance are you doing your pageant? We got to get to that, because something tells me, I'm going to just do a guess. You 72 hours out. I bet you're doing stuff 72 hours out. If I
ideally for some
now,
days,
2 days from now, my cheeks will glow. Like, that's what I'm thinking. And then lastly, what does it mean when people say you're too pretty to be single? Like, you know, like that we got to get to that. One other one.
Okay.
How do you leave and heal from abusive relationships? Because Ebony, what I do know is, you know, pretty people, there's a lot of pressure being pretty. Yeah. It's a lot of pressure being popular.
Yeah.
And a lot of people be like, oh, that person, you know, does this or does that, and they have a lot of negatives to say. But if you're not that person, man, you don't know what it's like.
Right.
It's real easy to say that person should have been able to handle the pressure, but yo, can you handle the pressure? Have you been in that? So we want to know a little bit about that from you. And unfortunately, you know, even you make mistakes, you know, like the rest of us, especially when you got everybody shooting they shot. You'd probably pick the wrong relationship, and you help us heal from those. So you're going to help us, Ebony. Does that sound like a lot?
No, it sounds like anything I talk about on a regular day-to-day basis.
Oh, so she got it locked and loaded. All right, then we gonna get to, but we gonna mix it up. It's not all just gonna be the business. Remember, for those who join late, we're gonna ask a pageant queen questions that we have always wanted to ask. Remember, you guys can text us at 512-843-1506 and we'll read it out. How about this? We're going to start this off. James Harden's girlfriend caught the bouquet at the wedding, according to the Daily Loud. And his reaction was priceless. He was wide-eyed and he was giving her that the whole time. Ebony, what say you about his reaction?
First of all, we're not going to like disregard that James Harden is one of the most memeable, gifable NBA celebrity that we have out in America, not even just America, in the world. Okay, so like when he's on the court and when he's off the court, he is memeable and gifable. When I saw that, I was like, are you not happy that she caught the bouquet? Like a little implication. Are you nervous that she caught the bouquet? Like lean in, like with a little high eyebrow raise, like
yes.
So for me, that would be my little input, like my little red flag. Like, nah, like my man should be happy that I caught the bouquet. That means we're going on to the next step. If not, gotta cut it.
Now, I'm gonna come back to that, Ebony. What you're not gonna do is lean into the camera like that again. Man, you can't. No. I ain't giving no hazard warning. You been making these jokers pass out. Look, I told them to find a dark place where they could stream, they could watch this. They can't be like, oh, they can't be making a lot of sounds, man, drawing attention. They're gonna get caught in the closet.
You're terrible.
Focus is in the closet trying to. All right, here's what I gotta tell you. When you in a relationship and you don't think that person is the one, Ebony, nah, you ain't. Nope, shorty, you better put that back down. Go ahead and hand it to the next lady. You better be glad I'm 6'6" in the NBA. I should have swatted that thing. But there's your sign for the young lady and for those ladies that are out there, those that are in relationships that are out there. Let me tell you, I won't always this guy. And it did come easy to me. I ain't saying I'm the prettiest, and I don't want to be. Because that platinum tongue, I always want to see what the platinum tongue could do. But what I will tell you is I'm giving y'all some of the game. And part of it is, man, we ain't interested in you. If that's our reaction, girl, we have never had that thought of you being with us. And that's what this looks like. And that's what he did, Ebony.
And that's exactly, and you're a man, like any ladies who are tuning in that might still be single, or they feel they have like the worst luck, right? The worst case scenarios with men. I'm going to encourage you to stop fabricating the lies that you're creating with yourself about like trying a little harder, trying different alternatives, because a man is going to make it very clear about his intentions. Yeah. And I always will say, I know I was brought up understanding the game. So like I had a lot of men around me, unfaithful men, loyal men that hasn't and won't ever change, and men that have, experienced changes when it comes down to their personality and their habits. Yeah. They have like schooled me. So don't take it as, oh, let me try a little harder. Oh, let me just stay like, 3 more seconds. He'll figure it out. Baby, when a man doesn't want you, he will leave you high and mighty. Yep. Quickly. Quickly. Yeah. So like you have to have this, like if you want to meet energy, baby, that's where you got to meet energy. Look, Ebony, they already know. First of all, if you think you could teach a man, you probably wouldn't still be in that girlfriend lane. Because I'm going to tell you this. That is hard. It's hard for you as a person in a relationship with another person to think that you're gonna influence and change that person. Ebony, I did personal training, and a lot of guys would come to me, and I bet if I had $1 for every dude that rolled up to me and said, "Man, I work out. I don't know why we paying you all this money, dog." Like real talk, because I'm approachable, and so when I be talking to the dude on the side, I also do that to let these dudes feel good about themselves, because sometimes we in uncompromising positions with their lady and they ain't enjoying all the time she's spending with me. But I tell them like, yo, man, don't worry, dog. I'm just a different voice in the room. It ain't nothing about you, dog. I'm like, yeah, look at you. You look pretty fit. I know you do your thing, but they don't want to listen to you. It's like they're taking direction from you and they don't feel that way. Right. I say that to the same guy. I say, let me explain something to you. When's the last time you did something and let her coach you through it? That don't happen, right? If you're doing insert gender role item and you're doing it, you think you want her coming over telling you how to change that oil? Nah, you don't. Right. But she don't take it from you. So that's why I got to do this. Right. And so that's my way of explaining to people, if you think that in a relationship you are going to be able to do that, it's rare. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it is pretty rare. I don't want to do that. I got too much going on anyway, and I'm not gonna sit here like K. Michelle said it best. You cannot raise a man. Oh, thank you, Ed. Look at you, Ebony. You might drop it. And that song was hinted towards Idris Elba, and look where he is. He's with the woman he wants to be with. Ebony, look, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm an angel. I will never say I am an angel, and Lord knows there are things that I have done in the past that I'm not proud of. Right. I can't take it back, but I'm not proud of it. But Ebony, brothers ain't out here rolling up to their lady saying, "Hey girl, I want you to domesticate me. I want you to make me into the greatest representation of the ideal man for you." Go ahead, girl. I'm gonna take notes. You ready? All right, go. That ain't happening. That's not happening. Sorry. It's not happening. So there's your sign. Now she gonna stay with him because look, she already viral for the moment. Like I bet her account has blossomed. She gonna take everything she can get
and then she will stay in it. And I want her to stay positive.
Yeah.
But if I was you, man, you kind of see the maturity of the guy from his reaction. Because just because she bought it, dog, you don't have to be that demonstrative just because she caught it. You're the king of your own destiny. I mean, like no one's gonna force you to drop to a knee when you ain't ready.
Right. And a woman who really like cares for you, she's not gonna force anything on you, because like that within itself is a mental restraint.
Yeah.
That's within itself. That means I don't like you for who you are, and I want to change that. Opposed to allowing and giving that person space. And sometimes it literally says, sorry, you know, I can't be a part of this. And sometimes you gotta go.
Yeah.
Depending on the situation. Everything is relative.
Ooh, man, how many times after the fact? And look, I know I done brought a little negative. I brought this for the comedy, but the negative part is, man, there's a lot of people out there that figured out way late. Man, I wasted a lot of time. I should have bounced a long time ago. You hearing it? That's why Ebony and I talking about it right now. We trying to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
He a basketball player. You see what he do to that ball? Bounce.
Listen, if y'all don't have Lala's playbook for love and then the power playbook, one thing I appreciate about Lala is she said, and she acted on it. Like she didn't just like write in her book. Yeah. She wrote it and she acted on it. She said in her relationship, you know, if Mello were to ever be unfaithful, she probably would forgive him, or she wouldn't necessarily. She said, one, I wouldn't necessarily know what to do in this situation. Yeah. She said, because he is my husband at this point when she wrote the book, and he is the father of my child, I would probably forgive him and make it work the next time she's out, because she understood her power as the woman. That's one of the biggest things that a lot of women we've lost at over the years because of the overexertion of the feminist movement. To each its own. That's not a movement I support, because I don't care to be anywhere on the same playing field as a man. I'm a woman, a man's a man. I have my super strength and my superpowers and my weaknesses, and he has his super strengths and his superpowers and weaknesses. And within there, you find an equilibrium. But I don't want to be on the same playing field as that.
Yeah.
And I was, like I said, I was taught by, and this is something that I've never shared publicly. Oh. I was taught by pimps.
Oh, hey.
I have a former pimp in my family. Okay, so
let me wipe off these pimp shoes I got on.
So this is information that I've never shared publicly. A lot of times, like my guy friends are like, "Where are you getting all this information?" You have no idea who I'm related to.
No, hey, Ebony, we all have a past. And it doesn't mean that at some point we don't make changes. And it doesn't mean at some point there aren't people in our lives that we care about or things that we want to do. I always think when I'm on the radio show and I'm spitting game, I'm waiting for the pimp police to be out in the parking lot to try to get me. Because, man, I'm breaking off chunks and giving it because I do want to help the next generation. I want to help my peers who have daughters. And I want to help those daughters that they mama, they daddy ain't tell them. Now, Ebony, I do always like to say this, and I'm going to lose some people here. But if you out here and there's chunks of the game that you don't know about, that's your mama fault. That's your papa fault. We, as adults, there's some things we got to cover. You got to cover. You don't tell them you walked on water. Let them know, hey, man, look. I've made a couple mistakes. Let me tell you about that. So hopefully you don't make those mistakes. So, I say stuff like that. It rubs people the wrong way, but that's what I say, Ebony.
The real is the real. And if you don't like it, got to be fake.
Ebony, let's get to that first topic.
Okay.
So, Ebony, for those who don't know, who are not in the game, could you kind of take us through here? So the scandals about the USA organization. Former owner husband went to contestants' rooms and alleged harassment of previous title holders. Let's start there. What is going on? How How you knocking on the door?
So when I first caught wind of that, well, let me scale back for a little bit. The pageant world is actually relatively small. So we all know that within every industry, entertainment industry, basketball, whatever type of professional sport, it could be basketball, it could be European or worldwide football, American football, whatever the case may be. Every industry has the degree of separation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever.
Yeah.
So when I first caught wind of what was happening, I was appalled. I didn't know how to react except for being shocked. Like, that happened. And for me, I can only speak on me. When it comes down to certain instances, particularly with like an owner's husband or whatever, there should be boundaries. And that is something that you should entail. And also within every organization, your pageant week, your pageant weekend, they have volunteer or they have staff that work there that weekend that are supposed to help you.
Yeah.
And so in that moment, of course, everyone makes mistakes. I know they did an entire documentary about this particular part, is that like we all make mistakes, but having the opportunity of quick thinking is imperative. And I've heard that from professionals, like worldwide interview coaches say that a lot of pageant girls don't necessarily have that bandwidth of being quick on their feet. The only person I've ever heard, and this is a shout out to a VSU alumna, is Deshauna Barber. I hear like within the pageant world that she's witty and she's quick on her feet when she's speaking. That's why she's a motivational speaker. Hello. But that's important to use not just within your interview weekend, but it's also important to use every single day. So like I said, I was appalled.
Yeah.
For me, because I know I've been at I've been at national pageants. I'm not looking for you can't take anything for what it is. Unfortunately, people
Yeah.
can be very deceitful.
Yeah.
And that's a moment where I would be like, okay, this is not okay. But this is not to disregard anyone's experience about the discomfort that they experience, but the opportunity of having women using their critical thinking skills in a moment.
All right. So let's talk about some directorship pageant experiences with organizations. Would you say that this is something, no matter what organization, this could happen? There could be, I don't want to call them lurkers, let's say opportunists.
Yes.
There are opportunists across the board.
I had a judge when I did the Miss for America Strong pageant. I had a judge that was peacocking us.
Wait.
First of all, he wasn't even supposed to be our judge, but it was a judge that was peacocking us.
Wait, what?
And to me, that's an insult to me as a woman, specifically within the pageant world. We were talking about women empowerment. We're advocating for the opportunities of diminishing and mitigating sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Why am I made uncomfortable at my potential job?
Yeah.
Would interview for my potential job, my potential position, and a man's peacocking us.
Ebony, I'm okay. You gotta remember, a lot of us have not been in this world.
No,
at the end of it all,
very honest.
Don't these judges come with like a rating, or you know how we go to a restaurant and we can see reviews at the end of your time in the pageant? Can't you publish reviews, and then maybe that judge can get called out? So these people can just like go from one organization to the other, one event to another event, and now some new person has to deal with it. Because I know people, not everybody's speaking up about this, because we know that if the nail that sticks his head up is going to get hammered down, right?
Yes, and that's exactly what a lot of women are afraid of. And I can't say I'm one of those women who's afraid of it, because my experience is my experience. We're not going to sit here and pretend that we're not in America and I'm not entitled to my First Amendment right or Fifth and Eighth. And I'm very educated when it comes down to those things. So we're not going to pretend that those don't exist. But also 12 as well. And I am not going to disregard, we do have sometimes NDAs, which are non-disclosure agreements,
Yeah.
where you're not supposed to say certain things about the organization. But again, when you're put in positions where you're uncomfortable, but you're also putting your back up against the wall where these women can't speak up for themselves, what are you truly advocating for? And that is hypocrisy. And that's one thing I can say. I love the system that I'm a part of, which is Summit International Pageants. Our owners and our executive producer our executive director do not play about how we advocate for ourselves. That is something that the executive director experienced when she was a former title holder in a system, and she made sure that she has this opportunity and created this pageant system for women like her and like myself.
So, Ebony, how do I find out? I'm new to the game. I'm pretty as hell. Like everywhere I go, cats be fainting. I mean, all already, I done came up on charges like 3 or 4 times. The next one's a felony or something because I be hurting folks with my beauty. And so I finally listened to everybody and be like, yo, you got to get in the pageant. So now I'm in pageants, but I don't know nothing. Like I'm brand new. And then this happens.
Yeah.
How can you get hip to the game? Are there chat groups? Like how can we pass along info aside from people that are catching this live stream or this episode when we publish it? How can they get hip to the game?
I would say for any person, before you get into any organization, any entity, regardless of being it pageantry or not, is understanding what are the values. What are the values? And you have to say, before I step into this, am I willing to negotiate and compromise what I am made of? And if you are willing to do that at all costs, because there are pageant girls that will do that at any cost, just for a piece of plastic, whether this is real crystals or not, and some fabric across their chest. And that is an opportunity for you to do a true self-assessment. Are you willing to do anything for this? Because once you open up Pandora's box, you better be ready for everything that comes out of it. And this is not to be mean. This is like a real life lesson that everyone should apply. And this is what I've applied with any pageant that I've ever participated in. So after you have your come to yourself moment, then you figure out what system out there actually honors what I believe in. So I know I'm a woman who I like to be I like to be a part of a system that partakes in celebrating natural born women. That's very important to me. That is not to shun or to discriminate or to bash anybody who's opposing to that. But that's something important to me. A woman who knows what it feels like to have a menstrual cycles. I want to talk to someone who can relate to me. What are you doing to help with your cramps? Or what are you doing to help with your emotional spirals? Because
Ebony,
you do have them.
Sorry, I had to jump in. I got a little excited. Wait, you a real one? You a real one, Ebony? Hold on. That ain't filtered. None of that filter right there. I saw a real. Hey, this is the question right here. I was gonna get to this next, but let me just ask. You got some scabs? You fell off your bike at 9. You got a little scar on your knee. You real with it?
I actually do have like a lot of scars. I was a rough child. I was a rough child. I was my mom's daredevil baby. Like I did all the things. I climbed trees. I was playing with the boys in the neighborhood, playing football, getting roughed up, getting tossed up against the green box, getting into little scuffles and stuff with my cousins in the street. I was rough.
We all got cousins like that.
I was rough. But no, I'm a real one. Like I said, there's no question that is off the table for me.
Well, then I'm going to segue because that wasn't one of them. But I got one of the questions. And remember, everyone, if you'd like to ask a question of a pageant queen, whether you raising a young pageant queen or you trying to be one, or if you're trying to date one, you trying to pull one. I mean, hey, you know what I mean? I want a couple people out there. This might be your opportunity. 512-843-1506. You can text us. And then I'll ask your question. Here's the first question that we've all want to ask a pageant queen. Do you have to pay for gas?
Yes.
And do you have to pump your own gas? Because I bet people be falling up out their vehicle. Hey, you want me to? I got that.
Yes. So if at any given moment I can avoid that because I don't know what someone's intentions are.
Right.
And the last thing I want to do, and here in the state of Maryland, there's no such thing as self-defense. So you would have to engage in a mutual fray. And I'm not about to engage in anything that I don't have to.
Oh,
There are times where men will ask to pump my gas and I'll politely decline because I don't know what you might be, trying to do. Like, for instance, the pageant killer, what in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, that was a thing. I don't know
oh.
what your intentions are. You could truly be a nice man, but I can't trust, generous acts without
Hold on,
ultimatums or ulterior motives.
Ebony.
That's for me.
Now the hard stuff comes. I lied to her, listeners. I told her this is gonna be nice and layups. We're gonna hit her with the hard stuff right here. But yo, Ebony, how many ladies they at the spot and somebody, hey, let me buy you a drink, or a free drink comes to them. Hey, that gentleman down there sent this drink to you. They take it.
As
Why
long
can't
as
you
I
take
saw
it?
the bartender make it.
Right. So that's a free drink,
Oh, but
free
I've seen the
gas.
bartender make it. I'm seeing the
So,
bartender make it.
right. Okay.
If like someone brought a drink to a table, I'm
Got
gonna
it.
be like, "Can I see you go make it?"
Yeah.
No, because and this is not to go deep, but I have family members where they have had a drink that was roofied, and so for
Yeah.
me, I'm very precautious about anything that
Oh,
happens out in nightlife. Like, though I used to be like super, super much of a partier, I was
yeah.
very vigilant when I would be out.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But I would not deny one. Like, if a
So
man wanted to buy me a drink, for sure.
right. So he trying to give you a tank of gas. Hold on, little mama. I see you pumping that 87 in that Honda. You can't do that. Let me get you a
If he
little
paid
premium.
for
Let
it,
me get
for
this
sure. If he
premium.
wanted to pay for it, yeah, I wouldn't let him pump it
Oh, okay.
though.
All right. Okay. I was gonna say, dang, you can't. I mean, that's just generosity at that point.
Yeah. No,
Hey,
I have my little brother to do that. I
you
can
gonna
force him to do it.
okay? You gonna fill it up? You gonna fill it all the way up? Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I'm
Go
not
ahead, do
gonna
this
stop.
swipe.
Mm-mm.
Hey, do you want a
Go ahead.
receipt? It's asking if you want a receipt. You don't want one? All right, good. Boom, boom, boom. Thanks for this premium. You got to get that. Okay.
But yeah, a lot of times you do have to pay for our own gas or incur our own travel expenses, and it
Yeah.
just depends on what it is, and and we have to realize that this is not necessarily a full-time job. In different systems, that this becomes your full-time job, but in other systems, this is something you have to work your way up. And sometimes you have to make that investment, and you will see your ROI depending on your perspective.
So y'all ain't traveling charter. Y'all like the WNBA. Y'all ain't on private flights. Y'all, you just flying with you on Spirit with the rest of us, huh,
We're
Ebony?
on Spirit with the rest of y'all. Maybe
Oh,
at
I'm
last.
changing seats. Ebony, I'm changing seats. I'm sitting right next to you right now. I got the whole flight. What's up, girl? I see you with that
I
sad.
snore. I sleep on flights and I snore.
Uh, Dang, you are a real one. Hold on. But you ain't snoring like right now, because we just sat down. They about to come ask us if we want some peanuts and,
Oh yeah,
and some
after I get
Cokes.
my little snack and
Yeah,
I get comfortable and they say like they're at a certain altitude,
yeah,
that's when I'm going to recline
you
back
out.
and I sleep.
But Ebony, I just sat down and I ain't done with my snack. I'm still talking. You done put your little was it the little sunshade
Right.
mask? You got one of those, Ebony? Pageant queens, y'all got those?
I do.
Because it's got like cucumbers or like it's made of silk to leave the fluids in your pores or something. Am I right?
Something like that. Yeah. You sound like you got it.
All right,
That's a
let's come
true
back.
man.
World affairs. How do you handle pressure from social media bullying? They're bullying you they want you to post certain things like, yo, I thought you was all on causes. I thought you was about that world, Ebony. You ain't changed nothing. I mean, yo,
Mm.
I know that happens.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I every weekend I don't see you picking up trash. I thought you was all about that business, beauty queen. That happens,
I'm
doesn't it?
so weak. But I mean, if I see trash, I mean, I believe in doing kind things and kind acts without necessarily having to show or talk about it. So, like, if I see
Yeah.
certain trash, and it's right there, like I will pick it up. I'll take like a little piece of tissue or whatever. I'll pick it up, put it in the trash, and keep it moving. I am like really big on trying to preserve or do things when it comes down to environmental conservative efforts, but it just like really depends on what I'm invited to and then also my schedule. But to get into the question and to lean into that, as far as cyberbullying and people harassing you when it comes down to what you believe in, I
Yeah.
believe in this world we have this weird theology of moral efficiency, and we are, and when I say we, I say this as humanity, like human civilization on all aspects, no matter what your nationality is and ethnicity may be. And we want people to believe in what we're passionate about, and that's what doesn't make us unique. Every person has a unique aspect. Everyone has a unique individual passion that they're passionate about. And I hate to sound redundant about that, but that's okay if that person doesn't share the same infinity. I believe that you can have a level of empathy, you can have a level of sympathy, you can have a level of humility, disregarding any disagreements or not seeing eye to eye with someone on an initiative. So that's like one thing I know. I've had plenty of talks with people on specifically October 7th for like 2 to 3 months when people were upset that I didn't make a stand, and always for posting things about Rafa. I think it's very sad that within war, and I'm pretty sure you're able to concur to explain a little bit, well, with war, you you have to understand that very bad, misfortunate things happen. And it doesn't matter who the president, who the king, the queen, or who parliament and the political leaders may be. Very bad things happen within war. And it's not just within the war that we're seeing right now. This has been a timeless thing ever since humanity was formed. As far as we're concerned, this has been a thing. And one of the biggest things that I was able to talk to I have a handful of associates, colleagues, and friends that have been in the military, are still in the military, specifically Armed Forces for America. And they say that it's unfortunate, but you have to disconnect your emotions sometimes. And that's okay to do that, because sometimes when you disconnect your emotions, you're able to see objectively opposed to subjectively, because you will have a bias one way and then you won't have a bias another way. I know when I've had these conversations with people, I don't support a war. I don't want people to die. Who wants people to die? I don't support homicides. I don't support people being homeless here in America.
Nope.
I don't support anyone being murdered when they don't have the chance to say or making that decision for themselves, because they haven't developed logic and deductive reasoning, because that doesn't really happen until you're 12, and it doesn't fully form until what, you're 25, 28. That's what neurological scientists are now finding. So for me, that's my opinion, and I get to stand firmly on that. And if you disregard that, that's perfectly fine. But that's not fair to project your passions onto me.
Okay. I want to come back to another one of the questions that we all want to ask a beauty queen. I want you to tell the world, what's your most used emoji? I bet it's like unicorns and rainbows. That's what y'all.
I'm in a kumbaya Skip Marley kind of like vibe, where I'm just like, not even just peace, love, and like, I can't say like an airhead or Rastafarian way. It's like, like I really like, people need hugs now. People need hugs. People need to be shown what it means to have true love. Like, I'm not keeping no record of wrongdoing. I'm not going to sit here and keep a list of all the things. Love is patient, love is kind, love is enduring. Like, a lot of times people don't know that one, along with the one I just mentioned, which keeps no record of wrongdoing. And so like, I use the hug emoji a lot. But I can say my favorite emoji is the one that's like the little crazy one. That's my favorite emoji, because I think it's so crazy. Like, and I have a very wild personality, so like I'm always like posting that whenever I can. But if you're looking at my emoji list,
Yeah.
the hug, the red heart, and are like my favorite ones.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, we're learning so much. Like we feel like y'all are different, but you're not a robot.
No, we're
We're
not.
gonna come back to that. But that's the perfect segue. We gonna get this is another one of those hard hitters. Pageant prep, the behind the scenes of everything that no one really knows about. Now, I said you starting like 72 hours out. I gotta eat this so that by the time I'm on stage, what's some of this pageant prep that we don't know about? And like Ebony, how do, everybody can't come straight from the salon to the stage. How y'all get your hair and not sweating from the car? Yo, I gotta know about
It's an
this.
art. It's a true art. You have to embody it, and you have to learn how to embody it. That's one thing I'm gonna say. It's an art. It's an art.
So much has to happen. How do you get clothes on without messing up your hair? You just paid $200 for this hairstyle to be on stage and this makeup. How do you do that?
Hairspray.
Huh?
Hairspray. Hairspray.
You
Some
mean
women
glue?
use a lot of hairspray. I'm not necessarily a hairspray kind of girl.
Yeah.
Because I normally use my hair curly. I always wear my hair for the most part curly when I'm competing, or I use my natural hair. I don't use any extensions, but I will say hairspray helps. And for some pageant girls, gel or mousse. Like if you're like a natural curly hair girl, like you have to use the things that you know how to use. But what was the initial question?
Oh no, that was it. Just pageant prep. Like what are some of the things no one knows?
2 hours, right? So like 72 hours before pageant day. Depending on the system, because that does make a difference. Depending on the system, you have to know what they're looking for essentially. So within the USA, or let me say the big six. So that's USA, that's Earth, that's World, that's Supernatural, that's International, and I'm missing one more. I'm missing one more, but there's six, I think. I think I may have said all five, but there are the big six.
Okay.
They are looking for more supermodel looks. They are looking for more beauty and stuff, like the aesthetics. And that's not necessarily negative because they are looking for good spokeswomen, but they are looking for, when I say a look, they're looking for a supermodel look, because a lot of these women, after they're done their reign, they go into modeling and entertainment. And that's very popular within the industry. So they're looking for that per se. But for 72 hours, you have to get your spray tan. So you're not orange on the stage. Yeah. It's just to help make you a glow, because on stage lights will flush you out. I know with me, I'm already pale thanks to my daddy. My mom didn't give me the extra dosage of melanin that she was supposed to. So I'm a little more high yellow. I'm more rainbow bright than most biracial women. So for me, I have to get a spray tan. I have to look a glow on stage. And then you're getting your nails done. You make sure your hair is washed, so because every particular system or pageant glam team is different. So sometimes you have to wash your hair, and then they'll do it. I know with me, I wear my hair curly. When I go to the Philippines, I'm wearing my hair curly. It's going to be humid. I'm not about to stress myself out over my hair. Absolutely not doing it. And then for the most part, as soon as you win your title, it normally starts local, then it goes to state, then it goes to national, then it goes to international or global. And for that duration, you are focusing on prepping, like your training, so physical training. And then you are working on oratory. I know there are certain women, specifically women in different countries, they work on their English skills, because for the most part, a lot of these pageant systems are English based, or they speak in English for the most part. And so you're becoming the ultimate spokesperson for that organization. So they're doing oratory. Like I remember seeing I think a former Miss Australia like do a reel. Yes, because it was 2020. We're all locked in our houses. and she
Yeah.
was doing videos and content of showing how she's preparing for the Miss Universe pageant. And one of the things that I noticed was her English oratory, and then she had a different oratory because I think she could speak French. So she had different oratory sessions that she had to pay attention to or to devote herself to. And then you have to go to appearances. You have to do this, that, and the third. It really varies from person to person, but it can get intense.
It sounds like it. I mean, I can imagine just what you have to do. It sounds like there's obligations. So when you win, it's a two-edged sword, because now there are instances there's events, there's conventions, there's things that you have to go and attend, and for all of those you got to be on your A game. So it's almost like those are mini pageants to me.
Yeah, that's how a lot of women should take it, or title holders. A lot of title holders should take the opportunity of using it as practice for the big day, the big week.
Oh,
I do. This is a free tip for anybody. This is what I do. And it's what I tell any of my pageant friends, any fake clients that I have. I tell them to use every single opportunity preparing and leading up to the day as practice.
We got our first text. Okay. I guess we're gonna get into it. If you were going to Electric Forest, what would your festival fit look like? I like that question. If you were going to Electric Forest, what would your festival fit look like? Electric Forest is a multi-genre music festival produced by Madison House Presents and Insomniac Events. It focuses on electronic music and jam band genres.
Like that.
And a jam band, we know EDM, we know electronic music, but jam bands, they're a little more fluid. So like if they just want to and they just want to feel the crowd and they want to go long, they do that. They won't play a song exactly how Amy Winehouse or I don't know, Bob Marley does it. They'll take liberties with it. And that's a jam band. So think of the colors, think of the vibrancy. I'm trying to paint it for you here so you could be putting this together, because it sounds like you haven't been to one.
I have not.
It's going to be bright. There's going to be a lot of dancing, a lot of grooving. You're not necessarily there to be pretty. That's why I wanted to ask this, because we talking to a beauty queen, but you ain't on your beauty appearance right there. Like you there, it's kind of understood we all going to be jamming and dancing. Yeah. What's your Electric Forest festival fit? What's it going to look like? What you going to put together?
Forest fit. So you're out in like the fairgrounds, right? County fair.
Yeah. A live venue for live music.
Well, I'm definitely gonna wear sneakers. Let me just start off with that. I'm gonna wear
what kind of sneakers? What are you talking about? You go
because I don't want people to step on my toes.
Yeah. Okay, I got that. Okay.
So I would say probably something really whimsical. Like I have, when I competed in a former pageant, I was a walking cherry tree blossom. So what I would use is the cherry blossom boa that I have, and probably like some short shorts or like a tube dress or a romper or something like a short romper. That way, like I'm freeing, but like I'm also, dressing the part, or I'm looking, like I said, extremely whimsical.
Yeah.
Maybe if, like I said, a flower boa, and then if it's hot, like, like we're talking about Texas, if it's hot, I'm just gonna order something off of Shein, use it that one time, one and done, and then I'm gonna just do something with my face. So I might like do like chromatic pink or blue or whatever across my eyes, or like I'm gonna look like I'm in the 80s.
No, and you would fit in. Boom. See, you nailed it. See, you're ready. You flexible. That was good.
To go to one of these. I've never heard of that. That's like
you got it.
I've never heard of.
It's a thing. It's fun. So thanks for texting that one in. All right, let's get back to one of the items we had on our agenda. This is the last one on the list. It went fast. Am I right?
It did go fast.
Nailing it. What does it mean when people say you're too pretty to be single? I know you get it.
I get it all the
Because
time.
you don't understand what it is for the rest of us, Ebony. We don't all just walk down and then people start fainting. So why you single?
Funny fact, honestly, before I get into that. So
Yeah.
today, me and my mom went to go watch Bad Boys 4.
Oh, I was
And
gonna ask you that
it was
question.
good. We could talk that for another time. I'm not gonna do a spoiler alert, but if y'all haven't seen it, one thing I can say they're doing a great job with the franchise. Like
Yeah.
Bad Boys 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like it's not one of those things where you're disappointed when they play off of different plots. But when we were waiting to be picked up because my dad was driving us, or he dropped us off, then he picked us up. There was a man on the other side of the food court. He literally got up, walked in, like trying to be discreet, but I've noticed everything. Got up, walked like maybe 10, 12 feet away, and he was like trying to walk past us, specifically trying to walk past me to get a look at my face. And I'm not wearing any makeup. I wasn't wearing any makeup. I was wearing glasses. I had on my athleisure wear. And I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. To me, I love me. I do think I'm gorgeous, but like, it's not that big of a deal to go out of your way to disrupt your own eating, to get up, think you saw something, and then walk back around. It's not that big.
Ebony, no, Ebony, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Again, what you're not gonna do is tell me what to do with my nuggets. I don't care nothing about them nuggets. I want to roll over there. I've seen you for the first time in my life. I got to take this opportunity. I got to shoot it. Did he say anything?
No.
Did he get any words out?
No.
Huh?
No.
Bruh.
No.
Bruh.
I think that would have helped his pride because I'm not afraid to say.
No, you gotta leave. You gotta shoot the shot.
He could shoot the shot, but I will block it.
But you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Jordan said that. Bruh, you can't die with bullets still in your gun, brother. You gotta.
Right.
She just walked out of an action movie. She's excited. It's the time. Get her while the dopamine is in the system. While she's excited, she with her mama, her guards down. She in the athleisure. You better jump. Man, I missed out on that.
So, okay. But like when people say, or they used to say it more so often, or sometimes they still do say it because I am dating. I am exclusively dating.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, what?
No. Hey, we happy. We excited for you. I just lost France. You could have waited till the end of the live stream for that. But thank you, Ebony. We're happy for you. I'm not. But yeah. Apparently France isn't. God, Ebony, say that stuff for the last. Spoiler alert.
Sorry. But I am exclusively dating. So when people would say that in general, like I said, they're still under their impression that I'm single. I mean, technically I am single because I'm not married. But when people say that, I think that is very shallow because we shouldn't base our status, marital status, relationship status based on our looks. Yes, it's a thing, you want the trophy wife or the trophy girlfriend, you want the woman that's doing X, Y, and Z, but it's not based on my appearance. It's honestly, for me, it's based on the character. So when a lot of people would ask me, why I'm single, I was like, it's not because I can't get a man. Like, that's not hard. Then that's not to sound cocky. That's not to sound arrogant or haughty.
Brothers know. We know. We know who we are. You just saw we just left the Nuggets in the mall just to come over there and look.
And that's just one story. Like, there is so many stories. There's so many stories. Like, if I'm being honest, like even when I'm out with my guy, there are men who will wait until he walks away and they will swarm around me like roaches.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like,
How about this one? How about this one? Yo, Ebony, I'm out with my lady, and then you walk past. Hey, does that happen? I know that happens.
Oh yeah.
I'm with my boo thing right here, but then hold on. This is a fix. Ebony.
And there was a woman who wanted to, like, I used to bartend. There was a woman who like asserted herself. Like, first of all, I want your money at the end of the day. I'm here to get you inebriated and
Right.
buy more drinks responsibly because we have laws. I want
Yeah.
to get you inebriated responsibly. I want you to buy and I want you to give me a good tip. So I'm going to put on the most fun personality. I'm not flirting with nobody's man. I don't know what the situation is, and that's that. But a woman was asserting herself, and I was like, I said, do you really think I would want him?
No.
And like in a moment, like my boss knows, like my former boss who really became like a really good friend, he was like, oh Lord Jesus, like what did you say? And I was just like, nah, like she was tripping. I don't want her, man. I was like, I'm trying to get the tip. I'm trying to give you great service because I want a tip.
Yeah.
I want an extra tip. I want a little bit. I want to drive up the sales because I'm very much of a businesswoman. I want to drive up our sales. That makes a real big difference in our reports. So I remember just telling one of my colleagues, I was like, you got to serve that table because I'll clock out.
Ebony, that is right along the lines. That's what I say, man. There are people out there, and again, I talk it how I live it. So I don't feel bad about saying this. There are people out there, if they're watching now or they know somebody, who say, I can't believe Ebony is with that dude from French. All these good-looking American dudes, and she with that dude from France. Sorry, insert American dude here. You think you had a chance just because you're an American dude? That don't mean you was going to have a chance. This dude either beat you to it or he's got an accent. If all things are equal, he got the French accent and you don't. But you good. You all right. You really didn't have a chance. I know that's the case. And I feel like that's how you see it. Because she thought her man was fine and everybody wanted him.
Listen, they got passport bros. I am a true advocate for the women who want to be passport girlies. Get your man from across seas. I mean, if he's using you for your visa, ditch that. You gotta ditch that.
All right, we're gonna get to another question that we've all wanted to ask a beauty queen. The rest of us have it, so we want to know: do you have a fear AI taking your job?
No.
There could be AI beauty picture. We just tell AI to give us a pretty lady, make her from Annapolis. You know what I mean? We want her to have a little bit of this in her race makeup, and want to have her a little bit of that. Put that thing together for me. Oh, and give her a talent. She could do Latin dance. Boom. And then we take my creation, we put that against someone else's creation, and it's like Pokemon. We AI could do that, right? So do you have the fear like the rest of us of pageants?
I am not. In general, I'm not fearful of AI. We've all seen the media programming with all the movies. Robots cannot give you the authenticity of what our DNA gives.
Yeah.
No matter what. An AI can be as educated as they want to be, right? Or we're programming it to be as educated as we desire it to be. But they will never offer that human connection or that public relations that we always will desire because it's in our DNA. We can't rewrite our DNA.
Yeah.
It's already said. Like one thing, because I'm really big on quantum physics. So like science is officially catching up that there are words that might be vibrational or that are vibrational sounds like as of talking that as in wood or in our DNA. Like that's they're doing more studies on that when it comes down to quantum physics. I'm a little bit of a nerd. Like I'm a Star Wars and a Star Trekky girl. I like both science fiction, Harry Potter. Still haven't like grown to like Lord of the Rings. Maybe one day. But I do like science fiction. I like science.
Okay. We all understand now why that brother left his nuggets and then went back to his nuggets. He got all the way over there, and this girl talking about a fundamental theory in physics. She was describing the behavior of nature at or below the scale of atoms with her mama. He fell asleep and listening to that. And he said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm out. I can't even spell quantum physics." And all right. Okay. Well, you and your quantum physics, you You do that, girl, because I want to. Okay, you know what? I got the perfect. I got the perfect question we always want to ask a pageant queen because we see y'all on stage. We know they lob questions at y'all. We want y'all to get the real questions, not the. Hey, there's a kid that fell in a well down in some third world country. What is your response time there? Nah, we don't want that. Here's the next question. Ebony, Miss Summit, United States, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Because I am an American and I often visit New York City, I will definitely say hot dogs are not a sandwich, and we should never disrespect the hot dog or commit themselves to. So,
what's the point of view banner?
That. Hot dogs are hot dogs.
Yeah, no,
are hamburger sandwiches? Yeah, I feel like because like conversational. Of course, question and answer on the stage completely different. For conversational, I feel like it was a hamburger a sandwich.
Yeah. No, I see that. That was good. I'm clipping that one. All right, no, I'm getting that one. All right, we just have a few. We're at the 1 hour mark. Thanks for some of the text that we got that came in. Our viewers, Mrs. Self-Reliant. She out of the ATL. She's joining us from Atlanta. She's from Philly. She lives in Atlanta right now. Oh, we got Coach Sanchez joining us. He's out in Midland. That's the middle of land. They named it Midland. Like they ain't out there. But he's an amazing guy. Okay. The club is full of ballers and they pockets full grown. Who's she talking to?
Because it's 11:30. Club is jumping.
Right. And we're not done with that song, but I'm gonna start right there. The club is full of ballers and they pockets full grown. Who's she talking to? We got bills. You keep paying my bills. Keep paying my telephone bill. Bro, you just said the other song. We got bills.
She talks to the ones that are ready to spin because y'all pockets are grown, but like, let's be real. We out in the club. You worried about your bills and you out the club? Why you outside?
Okay. Mic drop. See, that's why we asking you these questions. All right. Ladies, leave your man at home. Wait, what? Why did? No, they couldn't. Am I right? Ladies, leave your man at home.
I'm not necessarily my man at home. I want him to come out with me. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay, all right.
But if you're out with your girls and it's a girl night, then yes, the guy's got to stay in.
Oh, okay. So okay, then we'll say it's okay. All right, but the next line, as I read, she won't talk. It's a girls' night out. She said, "Ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of ballers, opposite sex, gentlemen." With a little change in their pocket. And those pockets are full grown. A lot of change. I mean, some roll coins and everything.
Sometimes we got to get it how they get it.
I mean, they happy to see you, or that's a roll of coins. I mean, either way, though, the pockets are full grown. All right, we're going to ask one last question. Because you said you was a real one.
I am a
real one question to end it. Should you allow the ex/baby mama to throw shade or attitudes to the current thing?
No.
Oh, you fired that off quick.
Nope. I think that is on a character level. It just shows or let me say reputation level. A reputation level is you look bitter.
Yeah.
You look like a gossiper. You look bitter. So why do that? On the more mature aspect, right? The character aspect, this is a woman who's going to be around your child. Shouldn't you want to create a good relationship with this person?
Get to know her. Yeah.
Get to know her.
Don't push her away.
Figure out what type of woman she is. Like, do you have an ally? Right? Because I have a best friend who is currently going through that situation, and she's creating a good relationship with the mother of her ex's current or recent babies.
Yeah.
So she's creating a relationship because she wants the siblings, like her daughters and her children, to have a relationship at all time, no matter if the father is involved or not. And to me, that's mature. And not only is that mature, you have an ally.
Yeah.
And you want an ally. And you're also, one of the biggest quotes that I've seen spiraling around is, you have one chance to raise up your child. One chance.
Facts.
So if everyone had that opportunity of thinking you had one chance to not even just raise up a child, but to help either create or contribute to a functional or dysfunctional human that's going to go out into the world, how are you going to spend that?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And so that was something, that's one of the main reasons why I had to stop dating single fathers, because I can't handle the shade. I'm a big person until I'm no longer a big person. And I'm like, absolutely not.
Until you become little tiny Ebony.
We're not throwing shade. We're not. We're gonna be grown.
Ebony, this was fun. I'm gonna finish with these two last things. Can you tell us your social media so they can follow? They can keep in contact. They can see you. You're going to the Philippines.
The Philippines. I will be in the Queen City, Cebu.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Some of us ain't going there. Some of us will never go there. So we want to follow you, see the pictures, see what you post up, see you 72 hours out, so we can be like, oh, she eating that 72 hours out before.
And you actually will see a video me like getting ready 72 hours. Actually 24 hours before I travel. So like you'll see like a little clip of like 24 hours of like what my final to do, because the week leading up to pageant week is intense, because you can't, like, you're just like stressed. You're like, I can't forget anything. Got to make sure everything's fitting. And I'm going international. So like I do a lot of things domestic when it comes down to finessing the weight system. So I got to make sure everything fits.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. So it sounds like with all that stress, I know it's not a bridezilla. Is that a pageantzilla moment? Is that those things happen? Pageant rage.
Yeah, I like that. There's a pageantzilla. You could be a pageantzilla.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pageant queenzilla, whatever. However that goes. Queenzilla. But you can follow me on official Ebony Ebony Acton, and that's on Instagram. I believe it's the same thing on Threads. I am accessible on Facebook. You can follow my main page, which is Ebony Acton, and that should come up depending on what you see when you type that in. And then let's see, what else is there? And then if you're very interested in participating in a pageant system, I would say Summit International Pageants is the one for you. I can advocate that your penny will not be wasted. So a lot of systems, your penny will be wasted. This is a system where no matter what and how you end up on top, you are going to end up on top in the sense of you didn't waste any money. And so you can follow Summer International Pageants on Facebook and on Instagram. You can follow the United States Journey, which is Summer International _US. And you can always reach out to me. I'm really good when it comes down to responding to DMs, or you can email me at Ebony EBONY Acton ACTON @gmail.com. I'm like really big on, connecting to people, being honest. As you see in this entire clip, I'm very honest. I'm very candid. I believe in being extremely authentic and allowing you to see my humanity. Like a lot of times we're pageant queens, we don't allow ourselves to scale down and be seen with a crown and sash or outside of it. So we feel like we have to put on a face. And a lot of times you do have to put on a face, but it could be detrimental to ourselves. And also LinkedIn. I'm like really big on LinkedIn. Like I think people really don't understand like the importance of LinkedIn. Like you get to build up a rapport, you get to connect with people. I got asked to do an interview for, I can't think of it right now. I think it's like Digital Champions. I got asked to do an interview, and I'm going to do that on Friday about my aspect or my input on digital marketing. So you never know. With LinkedIn,
Yeah.
LinkedIn is like, if you want to be mature and you want to be like professional, you don't want to have to worry about entertaining gossip and drama, LinkedIn is where it's at.
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Before we go, sorry.
I was like,
Before we go, is there anything that you probably would have liked to have gone over, something from your platform that maybe I didn't ask, or you had total intentions to cover, but we went the other way?
It happens. How a conversation is supposed to happen is exactly how it's supposed to happen. But I would say, sorry, I'm wearing contacts, and I think a little bit of my eyelash was coming out. Sorry.
Yeah.
So Beauty and the PCOS is my platform. So in March, I received a full diagnosis of having polycystic ovarian syndrome, which can be considered a neuroendocrine disorder, which causes your menstrual cycle to fault, and it can pause, and you're not going through the proper follicular phase in order for you to have your menstruation. It could disrupt your ovulation and your fertility. It is the leading cause of fertility issues within women that are diagnosed with PCOS, along with a variety of other symptoms. So it could be mass production of fat. I know unfortunately, for me, it has been a really hard time going through my pageant preparation because this is the heaviest I've ever been. I'm used to being very petite or muscular petite curvy, and it has been extremely hard to deal with body dysmorphia because I don't feel the best, and that will affect your confidence. Your confidence is a big part of your pageant preparation, and specifically on the day on the stage. So that's been something that I've been handling and dealing with, but it's something that I'm also not afraid to talk about, because if we say in the pageant world all body shapes and sizes are accepted, then I know I can sit here and say that I'm one of those women where I have been petite. I've been 125, maybe like 8% body fat. Like, I've been that before. And now I'm in a place where I'm more than 8%. I'm probably 20% body fat at this moment. And I can't fit most of my clothes. I can't fit any of my former dresses because I was petite. I was a size 2 and 4. Now I'm at 8'10". So that's something that I'm very passionate to talk about. And I know it can touch anyone who might have an issue, or they've dealt with infertility, they've dealt with body dysmorphia, they've dealt with mental health concerns. And yeah.
This we gonna have to come back. This is a whole nother lane that I would love to get to. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you, you said you was a real one. I'm a real one.
Yeah, you are.
Don't nobody care about the damn scale. This is how you can tell if we like what you're working with. Nugget drop. If I drop these nuggets and I run over to you, you good. So Ebony, you good. But I would like to
I appreciate that.
Ebony, thank you for coming on. This was a blast. We do have some stuff on the other side, and unfortunately, we can't keep you for forever. But we got to leave that meat on the bone. This allows everyone the opportunity to say, "Nado, you got to bring her back." So I'm happy with that.
I'll be back. He listened to y'all the first time, so here I am a second time.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. This has been great, Ebony.
Thank you.
Thanks.